It's the first Saturday in June, and you know what that means. It's time for the OHSBVA State Tournament from the campus of Pickerington Central High School here on ESP Media. Alongside Greg Waddell, I'm Jason Griefer. Great to have you here with us. It is the opener of the quarterfinal round in Division I, featuring the number 1 seed out of the East region, the Olentangy Liberty Patriots, taking on the number 2 seed out of the South region, the Archbishop Moeller Crusaders. And looking at the way things shape up heading into this one, Olentangy Liberty, champions of the East region, the top half of the East region, beating Mount Vernon in 4 sets to get back to the state tournament for the second straight year in a row. Meanwhile, the Moeller Crusaders, they are the defending state champions, looking to get back there, defend the title, and make the final. If they get back to the final, it'll be their 4th straight appearance in the championship match. They are led by Lee Meyer, had to win a 5-set classic against the St. Xavier Bombers to win the South region to get back here to the tournament. And Greg, this is a rematch. These two teams played each other earlier in the year at the Centerville Elite Tournament. Moeller won it in straight sets. Just one of 3 losses on the year for the Patriots here. So they're going to be looking out for some revenge. Moeller in this one trying to show they are the big dogs still here in Ohio.
Yeah, and when you think about that, when you go back to that part of the season versus where you're at now, it's almost like your teams have kind of morphed into something a little bit different than when it was when they first played each other. So it'll be interesting to see how Liberty can come away with that, how they have taken something from that match and will use that as they get here today. You mentioned Moeller last week. They had a tough road just to get here, and that was a match against a very big arch rival with St. Xavier. But as for what Liberty is planning on doing, though, you just have to play your game. You can't let the aura of what is Moeller, like you mentioned, they're defending state champs, 4 straight potential times making it to the finals. That's what they're looking to do. So you just have to put all that aside, and you have to play your match. So it'll be interesting to see how they can handle that. And they're led by their head coach. The coach of the year in the East region is Dave Hale.
Yeah, he is the coach of the region. Of course, we talk about that matchup, and it's just one of 3 losses, as I said, on the season for the Patriots. This is a quality ball club. Make no mistake about it. You've got Noah Coconut, his first team All-State on the outside, David Jenkins on the outside. That's a pretty good 1-2 combo to have on the outsides to try and set up the offense against a Moeller defense, especially on the back line that's led by one of the best liberos in the state, in Brandon Wong.
Well, back to Liberty first, Coconut, you mentioned him. He's All-State. He was Player of the Year in the East region as well. So you want to try to cycle some of your offense going through that. But then you mentioned in Moeller and what they've got, and they've got depth. That is one thing that Moeller has. That's what this program has developed. So they can rotate some people around, but you still have your set core players. And as you mentioned it, Wong definitely one of the best setters, best liberos out there.
With that, we will step aside briefly, and when we come back, we will have the introduction of the lineups and the first serve here in this Division I quarterfinal. It's Olentangy, Liberty, and Moeller coming up next here on OHSBVABroadcast.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pickerington Central High School for the 2022 OHSBVA State Championships. The Executive Director and Board of Directors extends each of you a cordial welcome to this Division I volleyball quarterfinal tournament match between the Patriots of Olentangy Liberty High School Crusaders of Archbishop Moeller. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. To honor America and respect to all who serve this great country and defend these freedoms, you're invited to stand and sing our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The officials assigned to this game have met all requirements set forth by the Ohio High School Boys Volleyball Station and have been selected for their important role through a system approved by the board of directors, including the involvement of coaches, athletic administrators, and participating schools. The officials for this game are first referee Mary Black, second referee Jeff Klein, line judge Shirley Kaiwoku, and line judge Jim Moeller. Athletes, coaches, officials, and guests of Pickerington Central High School and all fans are asked to respect the effort each of them has put forth preparing for today's contest. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for fellow fans, officials, coaches, those administering the contest, and support your team and your opponents. And as important today as ever, please remember to respect the game. And now, let's meet our teams. First, the visitors on your scoreboard, the Crusaders of Archbishop Moeller High School. Number 2, 5'11", defensive specialist and libero, Luke Oliver. Number 3, a 5'10", setter, Colin Youngs. Number 4, a 5'10", defensive specialist, Sebastian Ray. Number 5, a 6'2", middle hitter, Brody Byrne. Number 6, a 6-foot setter, Ben Marco. Number 7, a 5'7" libero, Brandon Wong. Number 9, a 6-foot outside hitter, Nate Renniker. Number 10, 6-foot outside hitter, Jake Dollar. Number 11, a 6'3" middle blocker, Alex Jones. Number 12, a 6'3" middle blocker, Joseph Houston. Number 13, a 6'1" outside hitter, Jude Lewis. Number 15, a 6'5" opposite, Tyler Gesselbrock. Number 16, a 6'10" middle hitter, Will Patterson. Number 17, a 6-foot outside hitter, Ben Haggerty. And number 18, a 6'1" outside hitter, Eric Blomer. Your head coach of the Crusaders is Lee Meyer. Assistant coaches Alex Bolin, Dan Meyer, Gus Vogel, J.J. Beckelheimer. Student coaches Keegan Todd, Eli Ernst, Nathan Balda. Athletic director Frank Russo, principal Colin, Kyle Kramer, and president James Marshall. And now, the home team on the scoreboard, the Patriots of Olentangy. Your players, number 1, a 5'11" libero, Jack Sullenberger. Number 11, a 5'11" center, Connor Severson. Number 12, a 6'4" outside hitter, Caden Whiteside. Number 14, a 6'2" right side hitter, Colin Brooks. Number 15, a 5'9" center, Wes Davis. Number 17, a 5'5" setter, Will Trickner. Number 19, a 6'2" middle hitter, Jacob Toodle. Number 20, a 6'3" right side hitter, Trent Turner. Number 21, a 6-foot defensive specialist, A.J. Woodruff. Number 22, a 6'6" outside hitter, David Jenkins. Number 23, 6-foot outside hitter, Ryan Severson. Number 24, a 6'5" middle hitter, Colby Whiteside. Number 25, a 6'5" middle hitter, Jake Cook. Number 28, a 6'5" outside hitter, Noah Cookman. And number 29, a 6'2" middle hitter, Jack Swartzen. Head coach for the Patriots is Nathan Gale, assisted by Catherine Funk, Daryl Rocha. Student coaches Matt Peterson, Robert
Player introductions just wrapping up here before this Division I quarterfinal set to begin between Moeller and Olentangy Liberty. A race to the net first. That's always fun to get things kicked off here. Liberty will be on the left side of the court wearing the blue, old school basketball jerseys. Moeller will be on the right side of the court wearing the navy jerseys with the gold shorts, and so we're just about set for this one. Second time these two teams have met during the season. Moeller won the first in straight sets, and before we get going, Greg has our officiating lineup for this matchup.
Yeah, you will have Kai, one of the line judges, Sterling Kaimamoku, and Jim Malott are your line judges. The down ref is Jeff Klein, and the very estimable Mary Black will be the up ref for this first match. She does a lot of NCAA. They have got some of the top officials that you will find high school level refereeing for this weekend.
And Mary is one of the best in the state, regardless, high school, college, what have you. She is up on the ladder here, just at the bottom side of your monitor at this juncture to get things going. Again, Liberty on the left side of your monitor. Moeller will be on the right. The two liberos will be wearing white jerseys. On the left for Liberty, it's Jack Sullenberger. And for Moeller on the right side of the court, it'll be Brandon Wong.
You mentioned the meeting between these two teams about a month ago, and again, you wonder what's changed in that stretch. You know, as you make that stretch run to get to this weekend, that's what you're playing for, is get here to the championship weekend. It was a 3-set win, Moeller over Liberty, so we'll see how Liberty can respond.
And we see on Moeller's side, and this is a normal thing for Moeller, Will Patterson, 6'10", middle blocker, first team All-State, not out there for the opening point. He regularly rotates in and out, only plays on the front line, will not be in the back. Liberty has the opening serve. Out wide, Renneker goes through the wall, and Moeller has the opener.
So the starting server was Connor Severson for Liberty, but that was Nate Renneker out on that left side and trying to hit through the double, got the ball down.
And Renneker will now head back to serve. He's been a standing serve. Does have a running ability there, too. That's blocked, but kept alive. And from the back, Koknet. Noah Koknet, 6'5", first-team All-State, doing damage from the back. And we've seen here, Greg, in past years, if you can get production from the back line, it can really go a long way for your run here at the tournament. Of course, Koknet, one of the best in the state, and now he's gets the serve back for his team.
Yeah, when you get the back row set and you can slam it down, hit that back line, paint it. Did not work there for Moeller on that play.
Yeah, Gesselbrock didn't really get a good run on that and sails long, and Liberty with 2 of the first 3. The Patriots 22-3 on the season, a 4-set win over Mount Vernon in the East Regional Final. Quick play into the middle, and Threm able to get away with one there. Didn't get all of that by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good enough to take the serve back, and now Threm goes back to serve. And here comes Will Patterson in for the first time on the front line. 6'10", man in the middle. And he will be a major factor, particularly defensively. Moeller does not run a lot of offense through Patterson in the middle, and that one catches the line for an ace.
So 3-2 lead for Moeller, just painting the back line on that one. That's one of those ones where you 50-50, you take your chance, hope it just sails long.
And Threm's the guy that likes to try and thread that needle on that back line. Does it again. Sullenberger handles it just fine, though. Back set blocked, and that'll be a double as Haggerty got the block right back into the body of the Patriot player, and now Moeller has responded with 3 in a row.
Well, they tried to go away from Patterson, but not having that. Haggerty out on that left side. He had 16 blocks during the regular season. Gets one there.
And what it's also doing is keeping Koknet on the back line for the time being as Severson sets up Koknet. Took a little off that time. Moeller keeps it alive. Here is Patterson with the fake, and out wide, Haggerty is blocked. Threm keeps it up. Haggerty reloads.
Oh, nice dig.
Good stab with the left hand. Koknet trying to go to the back corner. Moeller has that covered nicely. Gesselbrock on the roll. Blocked beautifully by Koknet. First team All-State for a reason. He can get it done in every facet of the game.
Yeah, that was a back row roll. So you saw him trying to slide Threm out there to that right side, and nicely blocked and taken down by Koknet. Get the serve back for Liberty, down a point, 4-3.
This will be Colby Whiteside to go back, 6'5". Plays normally on the middle on the front line. We'll see what he's got here on serve. Oh, a knuckleball right at Wong. And this is Haggerty. Going to the back corner and a miss hit from Whiteside. Not too much on that one. Just a misplay there from Whiteside, and Moeller takes the serve right back and leads 5-3 in the opener.
Yeah, we'll see Whiteside come out as that went right off his hands, but I think he thought that was going to be a little bit more speed on that than got to him, and maybe mistimed it.
Markham with the low flat serve for this point. And nicely done. Joe, I thought that caught the back line from Caden Whiteside. It goes just long.
Yep, they're there a little bit closer than us. That was a tight one right there. And
Jim Malott with the call on that line, and so Moeller leads 6-3, and Markham another low flat. As Connor Severson, Koknet blocked in the middle, and there's Will Patterson.
That's a great matchup, those two, and we'll see that a lot during the course, but Patterson had that one timed out nicely on Koknet. Again, first team All-State, Koknet out on that left side, but Will Patterson at 6'10", you can't coach size.
Yeah. Severson, Koknet going to go in the middle. There's Patterson again. Koknet reload, goes cross court and misses wide, and Moeller starting to build a lead here. It's up now to an 8-3 Crusader advantage. And a look across the way, I see the down referee, Jeff Klein, looking to the side of Liberty to see if they were going to think about a timeout here.
Yeah, maybe one more point here. You don't want to let it get away. Now you might see it.
There's Will Patterson again making his presence felt. That's where he makes his hay, and we will indeed get a Liberty timeout as Moeller has gone on a run here in this quarterfinal opener. And right now it's set number 1. They lead the Liberty Patriots 9-3 here in Columbus. Greg, Liberty finding out once again that you got to try to find a way to work away from Will Patterson because he's come in off the bench and immediately made an impact, particularly defensively with a couple of key blocks.
Yeah, and Liberty again did play Moeller earlier in the year, so they know what Will Patterson is all about. But at 6'10", it's just hard to coach against that, and you just got to get away from that whenever possible.
6-point Moeller lead out of the timeout. Here is Koknet, and then blocked again by Patterson. Gesselbrock also there. They'll try the opposite side and miss. I like the idea there from Liberty going to the near side. They've been almost exclusively going left, but the try there from Caden Whiteside goes long, and Moeller's pulling away here now with a 10-3 lead.
It was a nice job, though, on the block to continue the play. They just got to continue close out.
First touch, not a good one, and Ben Haggerty says thank you very much. And Ben Markham's extended run on serve continues here, 11-3 in favor of the Crusaders.
Yeah, this is the one run you don't want to have here, and already used one timeout. You need to stop right now.
They go at Koknet. He gets it back. Wong keeps it alive, but won't be salvageable. So Liberty finally ends the service run of sophomore Ben Markham to take it back. Still finding themselves down in a deep hole here in the first.
At 11-4 here in the early going. Now is when you need to run for Liberty. We'll see if Moeller can get the quick stop.
See if sophomore Caden Whiteside can come up with a run of his own. Wong, miscommunication there. They'll play it off the net and safely through to the third. Free ball here for Liberty. Quick play in the middle, but it's deflected by Patterson. From the back, not hit cleanly. Sullenberger keeps it alive. This opportunity from Jenkins goes long.
Well, you see, in a back row attack, what you could do is try to get around Will Patterson and maybe mistime it or not give them a chance to time that out. And if you can get those to fall, it's the right play. You can't go to it every time, but that's the way you try to get around having Patterson time those blocks out on some of those big plays right at the net.
Dave Hale not liking what he sees from his offense. He'll take Connor Severson out from the center spot and put Wes Davis in. But the serve here from Haggerty into the net, and so Liberty takes it right back.
Well, this is where Liberty needs to take advantage of that now. If you get an opportunity and put your big kid back there, Noah Koknet back there now to try and rally his team here in set number 1.
Quick into the middle to Patterson. It is initially dug out by Koknet, but not playable. And Moeller does that every once in a while. And that's the involvement you see really with Patterson in the offense. That quick set into the middle. He heads out now, does Will Patterson. Brody Threm will take his place up front, with Moeller leading 13-5 and senior libero Brandon Wong on serve.
11 aces in the regular season for the senior.
That ball not hit cleanly.
Oh, miscommunication there by Moeller as well. So a little break there for Liberty. You're right, though. That ball at the net not hit probably as well as Cook would have liked, but they get away with one, and Moeller with a mistake. Giving the serve back over to Liberty, down 6 serving 13.
Watch Sullenberger here. He has one of the more unique service runs. Starts in the back corner, kind of winds his way towards the back line.
And on the opposite side, that left side in the back.
That's blocked, but out. Good position up front by Jenkins and Colby Whiteside for Liberty, but couldn't keep the return in the lines of play. And so it's back to an 8-point Moeller lead with Gesselbrock on serve.
By the way, we see out there David Jenkins with that little hairdo going there, that little up pony.
Ooh. Oh, he handled a missile from Gesselbrock as cleanly as you could. Koknet, I think, mistimed his jump and then took a little off there. Markham going near side to Renneker. And we got the net. It'll be a point to Moeller once again. I think they got Colin Brooks on the near side making that contact. 15-6, Moeller with the advantage. Gesselbrock, another missile. Boy, how do you? That is so tough to handle from Tyler Gesselbrock. He's just a sophomore and already has that wicked of a serve in his arsenal. And Liberty with just no answers right now.
They would have Noah Cognat on that one too, and that was more self-defense, just trying to fight it up.
Long this time.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye out throughout the weekend and some of the serving techniques, but when you got that much RPMs on a serve like that, that is certainly a good weapon to have on your arsenal.
That's where you want to have a radar gun to track exit velo. Connor Severson back in and on serve. Markham going behind to Gesselbrock, and didn't really get a run into that. Had to kind of go straight up and down. And so Liberty chips away.
I think he mistimed it just a tad bit. Didn't get the snap down on that one, and it flew just long. Liberty chipping away, though, like you say.
16-8 in favor of Moeller. Markham, good set to Threm, but contact was made there, and they actually call it a double. Just take your pick.
Yeah, he was brushing right along the net, and I think that pass got him just a little bit. It was a little back and off. Markham trying to track down, but got called for the double.
16-9 in favor of Moeller. Cross court, Renneker, nicely done.
That was disguised really, really well on the set, and the long set all the way across court from the right side over to the left outside, and knocking that one down. Renneker, who had 107 kills in the regular season, he'll go back to serve.
And he gets his assignment from Moeller head coach Lee Meyer, and he'll go towards the near side. Severson quickly into the middle, and Moeller all over that off the attempt from Colby Whiteside.
Yeah, Threm got a piece of that one to slow it down.
Cognat from the back, not much on that play, but another miscommunication on the back. This one between Gesselbrock and Renneker, a bit of indecisiveness there, and that's something you don't normally see often from the Moeller Crusaders at this point in the season.
And I think that may have been more of Renneker just mistiming mishitting where he wanted that pass to go, and the miscommunication gives the ball back.
Gesselbrock kept alive by Wong. What a play.
Shortest guy out there with a little bit of a touch.
An even more clever play. Cheeky from Caden Whiteside. Throw the change up.
Well, the first time through for Brandon Wong, he got up enough to slow it down, but then that little off speeder and fell right in front of Wong trying to dive for the pancake.
And Liberty on a 5-1 run, cut a 10-point deficit down to 6. Sullenberger going with the back set to Cognat, and Gesselbrock there. Cognat has not been a major factor thus far. Miscommunication again, and this is going to be a free one for the Patriots. And they'll miss. Boy, Cognat had a beauty, a gift right there. That near side corner was wide open, and he missed it.
That was a well set up play that time too. I think Cognat would like to have that one back, but Moeller needed that stop right there. But a good run for Liberty to get back in this. So they're going to have to duplicate it again, get a quick stop, serving Brody Threm.
Severson going right side. That is blocked, but kept alive by Severson.
And Patterson back in, by the way.
And I think Patterson made the difference there.
Yep,
he didn't touch that ball, but Cognat, understanding who was in front of him, tried to go over the top and missed it well long.
That's where you need to go a cutter and go across. I know it did. You're absolutely right. Even though Patterson's hands were up, it affected the thought process of Cognat.
Cognat, a little rough on that initial touch. Now he's got to just set it over and somehow got it inside the antenna. Here is Haggerty. Didn't catch that one clean, but got away with it. And Moeller's reasserting itself now, leading 20-11 in the opener.
A nifty little play there by Cognat, going well outside just to tip it back. Just good court presence, knowing where he was at and what he needed to do.
It is Threm once again, back middle, and misses long.
Well, Moeller giving a chance for Liberty to get back into it. David Jenkins picking up the ball, and over to serve now will be Colby Whiteside, but not a lot of room for error at this point for Liberty, down 20-12.
Sullenberger out. Jake Cook, the sophomore middle blocker, on the front line, 6'5". Boy, an awkward play there. The initial pass was not a good one, and Markham tried to do as best he could with it, and Liberty takes advantage of it.
Nate Renneker, a long line of Rennekers that have gone through. His brother Jacob, very top-notch soccer player, Moeller, back in the day. Actually playing up here at Ohio State. No, where is he, Nate Renneker? I got to double check where Jake's playing. Oh, another misplay by Moeller.
Indecisiveness there from Gesselbrock, and a timeout he called here by Moeller. A little out of sorts right now, and Liberty hanging around. Still a little bit work to be done for the Patriots, but they're back within 6, down 20-14 here in the opener. Welcome back out of the Moeller timeout here towards the latter stages of the first set. Moeller leading 20-14. They've been in control for much of the set. And we've kind of gotten into an ebb and flow right now where Liberty's been able to get within 5 or 6 as we stand right now, and then Moeller stretched it back out. Obviously, the Patriots looking to keep momentum on their side. Colby Whiteside back out of the timeout and on serve. Wong lets it go, and it's the wrong decision. And it's an ace for Whiteside.
Well, Lee Meyer taking the timeout because he kind of sensed his team was a little bit out of sorts for Moeller. And on a play like that, that's just a well-placed serve. So give all the credit in the world on that one. The serve of Colby Whiteside.
Liberty now within 5 at 20-15. Whiteside will go at Wong again. Wong handles it. Not the cleanest play. Patterson somehow got a piece of it, but not clean. Koknet going across court. Wong absorbs that one off the chest. That'll leave an imprint. And played over safely by Haggerty. Severson. Bahai and cross court. Gesselbrock. Beautiful dig. Haggerty cross court. Near side, Wong can't eat that. One of the better rallies in the match. Caden Whiteside takes advantage, and Liberty just will not stop and will not go away. They're within 4.
Caden Whiteside, that was well set up. The play before that, when I think it was Haggerty had a chance on the outside, the play was off the net a bit, so I don't think Haggerty got as much from the Moeller side. And Liberty, though, playing tough right at the net, but going away from Patterson.
That ball curving away from Wong. Patterson, missed time there. Not a good set from Markham. Koknet out wide, blocked by Patterson, and will drop. Good effort there by Liberty, but Colby Whiteside could not keep it up in the air, and so Moeller takes it back after an excellent service run by Whiteside. And now Ben Markham, who had a long service run earlier, is back on. Koknet taking it off this time. Not going to work. Here is Haggerty. Ooh. Right down the pipe.
Yeah, that set a lot closer to the net that time for Haggerty to really get the elevation and the angle to take that ball down, as now 3 points away from the first set for Moeller.
And Markham has been setting guys up away from the net. They have not been close, and now a little bit of lady luck on the side of the Crusaders as Markham crawls one over the tape, and with Moeller 2 points away from the opening set, Liberty now uses their second and final timeout. Moeller stretching it out, and we'll try to close it out on the other side of this break. The Moeller Crusaders 2 points away from taking the opening set here in this quarterfinal matchup. Sophomore Ben Markham back on serve, the first player from Koknet. They've been targeting him a lot with the first touch. Diving attempt by Renneker keeps it alive. Here's Gesselbrock through the wall, and now Moeller has 8 set points to work with.
It's tough for Liberty to come back in this one, but they've got to take a little credence. This game, it's seemingly out of reach at one point, and they battled their way back, and you got to take that momentum with you as you move forward.
Set point number 1 for Moeller. They'll need at least a second, as Caden Whiteside is having a phenomenal first set for Liberty on that right side, and now he'll go back to serve.
He's just a sophomore too, so he's got room to grow, but he's been very impressive here. And
plenty of sophomore talent on the floor for both teams. Set point number 2 for Moeller. Markham with the back set, and Haggerty gets it through there and gets the job done, and Moeller only needs 2 set point opportunities to close out the first. The Crusaders built out a big lead early on. Liberty just couldn't find a way to get closer, and after 1, Moeller takes it 25-17. Set 2 coming up. Let's take a look at our regional all-stars. As you see, Moeller takes set 1, 25-17. Liberty chipped away, got within 5 a couple of times as the set went along, but that early run from Moeller with sophomore Ben Markham on serve just proved to be too much in that opening set, and a good start for the Crusaders.
Well, and if you're Liberty now, the Patriots have to find a way to build from that, know that they were down, dug out of that. They just can't get themselves in such a deep hole at this point. Trade some points early on, and then maybe get a run like Moeller got out of the one serve rotation.
Miscommunication initially as Noah Koknet stepped in front of Ryan Severson off the serve from Nate Reneker, and the opening point of the second to Moeller.
By the way, I was talking about Jake Reneker. He's playing college lacrosse or college soccer down at Transylvania, in your neck of the woods.
Severson, nice touch, but Moeller easily there to cover. Here is Haggerty. Cross court, and that's kept up by Jenkins. Koknet from the back into the tape. Moeller continues to target Koknet with the initial service play. Liberty's trying to find a way to get it back to him. They're just not executing right now.
Yeah, and if you could do that, that actually takes it kind of disrupts what rotation you might want to run on the offensive side if you're Liberty when you're playing defense. And right there again, Koknet.
He'll get it over on the third, but this is a free ball for Moeller. Markham, clever with the second. That's one of my favorite plays in the sport. The setter just dumping it over on the second with the left hand.
Well, you have a court awareness to look over to see that big donut hole, we like to call it, right smack dab in the middle, and he was well aware, dropped it home.
Learned that from J.J. Beckelheimer, who did that so well a year ago in leading Moeller to the state title. Of course, Beckelheimer's now on staff at Moeller, so pretty good guy to learn from.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, you have a kid that graduates a year ago, and now he's on staff as a coach.
Jenkins out wide. He has not been a factor here today, and perhaps that'll get him going for Liberty, and they really need it.
Yeah, he's an all-state honorable mention player. He was first-team East Region. They need to get him into the match and not rely all on Koknet. As back to serve now will be that's Sullenberger. Flipped. Oh, no, it's 11 Connor Severson.
3-1 in favor of Moeller. Gesselbrock from the back. Koknet, nice dig that time. Near side, little top spin from Ryan Severson, doesn't get the job done. Haggerty will try his own, and it goes long.
Yeah, like I said, just a bit back behind Haggerty. He wasn't able to snap down and tried to paint that back corner. Missed on that one. So this is exactly what Liberty needs to do, though. Just kind of trade these points back and forth, never get down by more than a couple.
Severson with a low flat serve. First touch going over, and that's blocked in the middle by Markham. What a play from the setter, Ben Markham. He's not supposed to be able to do that in the middle.
You love it when you can see on the defensive side when you got the libero out there or the shorter guys that are out there, your setters or your liberos, that they can play some good defense at the net too. That just gives you such another part of your arsenal to use.
Speaking of good defense, now you bring in Will Patterson, one of the best defensive players in the state. The 50-50 ball, Moeller's going to win more times than not. They just have that height advantage up front and the leaping ability between Patterson and Haggerty, and it's a 5-2 Moeller lead.
Haggerty's 6'4", but his reach is so much bigger. And then you look at him right next to him, Will Patterson at 6'10". That's imposing just at the front of the net.
Can't teach height. Nope. Here is Threm on serve. Sullenberger takes the first. Koknet from the back. First touch, not a good one from the far side from Gesselbrock. Jenkins not there this time and floats wide.
Well, let's see, Liberty, one point on the serve and then break it off and get it right back. So now you get a chance to go on a little bit of a run. This is what Liberty needs to do on the defensive side when they're serve receiving. And now take advantage on the offense.
It's just the ability of Patterson to just seemingly hang in the air for forever there, because that initial contact came right to the tape, and a great job by Markham to back tap that just enough for Patterson to finish it off.
Well, and a lot of times that'll disrupt the play too, when you can hang in the air that long and still get a downward motion on your swing.
Koknet out on that left. There's Patterson again. Sullenberger stabs it to keep it alive. They'll try it again with Koknet. He'll take a little off this time, filled in nicely by Markham.
And that was the height of Patterson there, taking Koknet out, just having to push it over that time. Koknet able to get a swing.
Reneker from
and
the
block.
back. Patterson never saw it. Nicely done up front by Colby Whiteside. Now it looks like they might have overturned.
Oh, they did overturn that one. Koknet was right there on the net trying to block that one down, but that's a big-time break for Moeller.
7-3 now in favor of Moeller on a late overturn. Continue to target Koknet with the first touch, and now indecision there up front. Here's Haggerty going to the back line, kept up by Jenkins. Severson to the near side, and the dig by Markham. Koknet across court, Wong down to the floor. Haggerty through and down.
I really like how they use Haggerty on the net. I mean, they will set him off the net. They'll set him maybe in between the the back row line, that meter line that is out there, or they'll put him right at the net. But that gives you different looks on it, and Haggerty's able to come away with different swings. That time he had a lot of room to swing cross court.
Ben Markham going on another extended run on serve. It does end, though, right here. Nicely done by Ryan Severson on the right side to break that run. And that was down 8-4.
That was into the teeth of the front line for Moeller, too. That was Patterson and Haggerty there. That time, though, not able. They took it right off the top of the net, and they were well above that, so it hit more on their forearms than it was those hands blocking away.
Colby Whiteside had a strong first set for the Patriots. Brings this one in. Patterson well long. A little further away from the net than he's accustomed to being. He was back near that meter line. And so Liberty takes it, and now back within 3.
It was a little bit of a roll there. He was off and kind of took a little sidestep there, trying to come away instead of his momentum going to the net. It caused that play to go wide.
Whiteside long. Haggerty got out of the way just in the nick of time. Looked like he had a beeline for the 1-7 on his chest, and he just with the sidestep at the last moment.
We need a matrix camera out there just to watch him dodging out of the way of that ball swinging by.
That's exactly what he did. Now here he comes on serve, and a high one. Didn't catch that one clean off the hand, and it goes well long.
Yeah, you could hear that one right off the contact as he tried to snap that one down, and that was more of the smack. You don't want that.
Moeller 9, Liberty 6 here in set number 2 after Moeller took the first set 25-17.
Nice serve.
Ryan Severson with the initial play. Gesselbrock to the back line and misses.
Just missed.
And with Gesselbrock, he is swinging for everything, and now they'll say the ball was actually tipped as it went long. It's a change made up front by the down referee, Jeff Klein, and so it's 10-6 in favor of Moeller. So even those little things like that going against the Patriots right now.
Yeah, you seemingly make the play that you need to do, and just a fingernail tip at the very most.
Getting Kochman on the right side. We have not seen that much here today, and that's where Liberty's had most of their success on offense, is going on the right side, the near side, and they're back within 3.
And Brody Thrim was there on the defense working with Markham there trying to block that one down. You got to go away from the height, and Moeller's rotation right now takes that height away from the front of the net.
And Patterson on the sideline right now, and that'll be a call to double. And I think it's the thing for right now. You just want it for Liberty, just keep chipping away, keep hanging around.
Well, and you got your all-state player back there, Kochman. If he can go on a nice little service run here, put 5-6 points up. That's a nice flat, low serve.
Markham with the back set to Gesselbrock, and again, he swings for the fences every time. And able to get it through that left side off the arm of Jenkins.
His run started from the back line for that back row set. And the set, I mean, he took a good 3 steps before he even went airborne. Had so much on it.
And here he comes. Speaking of a lot on it, he does have it on his serve, but it's into the tape.
Well, he swings for the fences when he's set, and he swings for the fences when he's serving as well. And when he's on, it's money, but it's a high risk reward with a serve like that.
Jack Sullenberger now on serve for the Patriots. And you see him from that far corner. Now he'll wind up into the front with a low flat. Long, not the cleanest hit, but still able to be played by Reneker over. 50-50 ball and touched wide. Another opportunity there, an open opportunity for the Patriots, and they miss.
And I think that was more a little mental play on Colby Whiteside's part. He tried to push that one instead of maybe taking the full swing. He thought he saw something open on the sideline and just pushed a little wide.
Reneker on serve. Moeller leading 12-9. Another 50-50 ball comes back the way of the Patriots. They've got to get it over the third, and they do. Markham with the back set. Threm on the roll. Couldn't get it done. Back set near side. The lefty, Colin Brooks, in for the first time, goes long. Not surprised to see Brooks, the lefty, here on the right side to give him more room around the antenna, but goes long on his first attempt.
And Patterson was there on that one, though, but didn't get any kind of a touch on that one. And sometimes you'll swing just to try to get as much as you can on that and hope that you get the touch. That time, not touched at all by Haggerty.
Jenkins off the tape and out.
Yeah. But you said it a little bit earlier, some of the calls that are just not quite going Liberty's way, just a touch here or that time it hit the tape, it took a roll and spun all the way over and just went wide. But Liberty wanting a stop right now.
But now a couple of self-inflicted errors have given Moeller a 5-point lead at 14-9. Here was Brooks to try it again off the wall up front. It's kept alive. Here is Haggerty, and that is just too much to handle for Wes Davis on the near side. And Moeller starting to build a lead here. It's up to 6. And look over across the way. Jeff Klein, the down ref, looking over at Dave Hale to see if he's thinking about a timeout again.
Well, and that was the play Haggerty at the net. And boy, when he gets there, that's a hard one to defend.
Reneker on serve, and I think if Moeller gets one more here, we will see a Liberty timeout. That was close to a carry there. A carry, a lift, call it what you will. It's in the other case a point to Liberty. It looked like on that far side that ball was essentially caught and lifted up into the air by Liberty, but
and I've heard different coaches talk about that, and there's so much freedom on that serve receive, the very first one, but you try to do that one on the second one, that's a double all the time.
Connor Severson on serve. Haggerty gets the first touch this time, and quick in the middle, Threm tries to punch it back. He'll get a second opportunity as the initial play from Koknet goes right back over, and Koknet's been struggling from the back line here today thus far. He has been the bullseye for Moeller when he has been in the back, and he has not been able to respond.
Well, when you get an overhit like that one and you get the ball right back, and Moeller didn't even have to set up a play.
Threm on serve, 16-10. Moeller leads here in the second.
A different look in the serve.
Jenkins has to wait on it, and Moeller can set up. Patterson the decoy, Haggerty through, kept alive. Nicely done by Ryan Severson on that left. Free ball for the Crusaders. Patterson quick in the middle and through. Colby Whiteside try as he might. When Patterson gets one teed up like that, it's almost automatic. And it's a 7-point lead for Moeller.
And again, when you got a 6'10" player inside there and you do that quick set like that one, that's almost indefensible. That's just a hard play to break up. There's not much you can do.
How many times did we see J.J. Beckelheimer team up for Patterson last year at the state tournament? Threm with a wicked serve, but handled nicely. Severson, and Moeller returns there and gets the advantage. That was set up. Boy, I thought that quick set was going to work for Liberty. It does not. Instead, it's an 8-point Moeller lead, and now Liberty will take the first of their timeouts here in the set as Moeller is pulling away on the verge of a 2-0 lead. Well, welcome back to Pickerington Central High School, a Division I quarterfinal in the OHSBBA state tournament. The Moeller Crusaders, after taking set 1, 25-17, lead by that same 8-point margin here midway through the second at 18-10.
Jason, we should thank the folks here at Pick Central as well. Our second year up here after the post-COVID kind of switching things around, and very happy to be back here. It went very, very well here last year, and why not?
Happy to be back here once again. Also, the 12th year in a row, ESP Media with exclusive coverage of the OHSBBA tournament. And that is a wicked dig off the back line by Reneker. Gesselbrock returns the favor. Coke not hair, but it's going back over. Patterson not there, and Liberty scrambles, but won't be able to get there. Good exchange.
Ryan Severson one swinging, and Connor the other. They're trying to dig that one out more in self-defense, but Liberty making some plays, but just can't finish those plays, and it's so close. It's got to be frustrating for Coach Hale to be so close, but Moeller's so good, they take full advantage.
Relishing in a bit of an extended rally there. We've not had many of those in this match. Jenkins on the slide, beautifully done.
They need to get David Jenkins into this. He's their tallest player, listed at 6'6", and Moeller's really been effectively able to take him out of it. Liberty needs to find a way to get him more involved and take a little of the pressure off Noah Koknet.
They could use a serve run from Jenkins right now. Markham scrambles to get that one. Haggerty across the way. Sullenberger with the dig.
Well, he was off the net and wide on that one.
Off the fingertips of Patterson. Playable. Haggerty on the left and right at the feet of Sullenberger and could not get it.
Well disguised once again, and you're using Patterson in the middle and fearing for that quick set play that you gotta have somebody over there with hands to try and defend that one, but then you go all the way to the outside and you got Haggerty out there to finish.
Moeller has scored 10 of the last 13. Whiteside in the middle, missed it wide, and the self-inflicted issues continue to mount for the Patriots, and it's a 10-point Moeller lead.
Well, you think Liberty is trying to set those plays up, hoping they're going to get a touch in the middle on some of those plays, and Moeller not biting.
50-50 ball. That's back tap by Severson. That's the right idea there for him.
Well, if not, Patterson's going to put it down.
And there's Gesselbrock swinging for the fences again. It's an 11-point Moeller lead.
Yeah, and we talk about Patterson, we talk about Haggerty, but you can't forget about Gesselbrock and another long line of second players or another sibling player coming through. There was a Noah Gesselbrock for a while for Moeller. Now Tyler back there doing a good job.
Heck of an athlete Noah was during his time at Moeller.
He was.
And now this serve goes wide. A miss from Markham. And Liberty just trying to find anything they can to keep themselves energized at the moment here late in this second.
And they get that one just to slide over the line, though, the way things have been going. You almost thought that one might catch the line, Moeller having their luck, but Liberty can ill afford now any more mistakes. They got to go on a run.
Colby Whiteside on serve. From my eye, he's been the best player on the floor for the Patriots, although he misses one well long here. And Moeller 2 points away from a 2-0 lead.
We'll see Colby Whiteside come out, checking in. It'll be Jake Cook. And back to serve now will be
Jack Dollard. He came in, in that regional final against St. X, he didn't enter the match until the fourth set and really started to settle things down. He misses badly here on serve, but
that's a tough position to come in. But boy, you and I talked a little bit beforehand. You were at that regional last weekend, and you said he kind of helped settle some things down when St. X had been going. St. Xavier had been going on a little bit of a run.
Serve into the net here. Wong has to dive at that. It'll end up being an ace. It's Ryan Severson gets away with one. I don't think he caught that clean.
No, and that almost looked like it had a little side cut to it, and whether he meant to do that or not, it certainly disrupted the receive on the Moeller side of things.
Didn't really come with the fastball, almost a slide piece from Severson. He's back on serve. Another one of the talented sophomores on this floor. Wong handles the first, and there's Patterson blocked in the middle. Oh, and look at Coconut. Little interesting there. Coconut putting the hand down saying he's too small, and I appreciate trying to get yourself fired up, but that's not the guy you want to pick on in the middle.
No, you certainly don't, and when things have not gone your way to this point, you don't want to poke the bear. The Moeller bear at this point.
Severson over. See if Patterson gets a return. He won't this time. It's Gesselbrock instead, and there's Coconut again.
Wow. And Coconut with the same motion as well. And you need to do something to fire your team up, and I do appreciate that one. And now you're down 23-16.
And
but
he's now being told by Jeff Klein, the down referee, to knock it off.
Not once, but twice he did that.
He's trying to, as you said, he's trying to get himself fired up with his team in a hole here.
And Moeller, all they have to do is point to the scoreboard, not say anything.
And now this serve misses from Ryan Severson, and now Moeller, for the second straight time, has 8 set points in hand.
Coconut's a very, very good player. Let's not undersell that aspect of it. You don't want to do anything, though, to rally a team that's already had a lot of successes going on for them, and they're the defending state champ to boot.
Moeller now with Brandon Wong trying to close out the second. Back set. Here's Coconut, and he'll get the job done.
Well, he's backing it up right now, so you got to give him credit for that. He's got to go back and serve now, but it's at set point number 2 for Moeller. They're down.
This is really the first time he has been much of a factor in this match. Second set point for Moeller. From the back line, Gesselbrock took something off, but very playable. Into the middle, and there is Jake Cook in the middle.
6'5", Jake Cook in the middle going to it, and if anything, Liberty is trying to take some momentum with them into the third set. Whether or not they can rally here does not matter, but that's why you play 5 sets.
It's by far the most energy we've seen from them thus far. Third set point for Moeller, and Reneker gets the job done.
Well, Colin Brooks was there, though, but just a little bit off center from that one, and Moeller able to take set number 2, 25-18. They will look to try to close things out here, but Liberty got a little momentum there late.
Patriots now with their backs against the wall, season on the line as Moeller leads 2-0. And while we step aside, let's take a look at the OHSBBA State All-Stars. Moeller 1 set away from advancing back to the state semifinals. That will take place Sunday morning to take on the winner of either Hudson or Beaver Creek. And we'll have that matchup for you here on OHSBBABroadcast.com a little bit later on today here from Pickerington's Central High School. But here back in this one, the Olentangy Liberty Patriots showed a little bit of life there late in the second, but maybe too little too late at that point in the match. They'll try and turn things around here in the third, and they'll set themselves up. Coconut from the back, and that is the best contact we've seen from Noah Coconut in this match, and Haggerty could not handle it.
He got down low. It's hard to You're a big guy like that one to get out 6'4". He still picked that one right off the floor. But this is how Olentangy Liberty needs to get things started. If the Patriots want to have any chance of forcing 5 in this one, plays like that.
They could just get out to maybe a 2 or 3 or 4 point lead. I think that would go a long way.
Well, and you saw last week Moeller and St. Xavier in the regional final. Moeller was up 2-0, and then had to really dig deep and win that in a 5-set thriller.
Nice left-hand poke over the top from Jenkins. And to that point, we kind of saw in that matchup against St. Xavier, and that is available here on OHSBVABroadcast.com, that regional final. Moeller really kind of seemingly took their foot off the gas a little bit going into that third set. It allowed St. Xavier to rally back and push it to 5 before Moeller won at 15-13 in the 5th. Here is Reneker through the wall.
That went off the hands and out off Colby Whiteside. But looking through, Liberty did not have a 5-set match all season long, so they're going to need to rally to do that here if they have any hopes of advancing on. But not a bad little start there. They need to channel that emotion from late in that second set.
And I'd have to think Lee Meyer was sending a message to his team here before getting here in this tournament that if we get up 2-0, we've got to go ahead and finish it off. But Jenkins once again slowly as we went through the second and now here early in the third, making his presence felt more and more. And they're going to obviously need a lot more out of him to extend the match beyond this third set. Now here he is on serve. This is his final go around. He is a senior, but misses badly there.
You need your players that got you here to be the players to continue to do what you did during the course of the regular season. And I think Cognett may have been out of sorts just a little bit early on, but he's getting into it along with David Jenkins. You can get those two guys moving around and separate them off and wreak a little havoc out there. Never know what happens. Whoa.
50-50, poked back over with the left by Haggerty. This ball going back over, and Haggerty just with the set over that time. I'm surprised by that. Cognett across the way. Patterson couldn't get there. Beautiful dig from Reneker. Hit a ceiling beam, which keeps it in play.
Let's call that Plinko.
That's right. Right side, and there is Caden Whiteside. Both the Whiteside guys have been really strong for Liberty. Caden with the honor that time. The sophomore takes the serve back, and now Colby goes back to serve. 4-2 in favor of Liberty early in the third.
And then you got the Seversons out there as well, Connor and Ryan. So Liberty, this is the start that they needed, taking a little bit of that emotion from late in that second set.
Patterson, quick set in the middle, a little far back, and thus playable. Here is Cognett.
Jake Cook got the hands on that one to slow it down and gave Liberty a chance and put away there by Cognett.
And I love what Liberty has been doing is mid to late second, now into third. They're going right at Will Patterson. They're not trying to work over him or around him. Go right through him.
What was Moeller's strategy early on? Going after Cognett.
Yes.
So why not? I mean, a return to favor.
5-2 in favor of Liberty here early in the third. Wong. Play off to the side, and nice tap over. Liberty fans want to lift. Patterson tries to go near side and somehow caught the sideline. That is such a tough angle to cut that, and Patterson caught the line.
And he didn't take a good full swing at it was the reason why. He took a little bit off of it, but he's got that height advantage. He's so high above the net that he could just look down and just kind of tapped it towards that sideline. But the angle, you're exactly right, though. The angle, the cut of that.
Markham just misses. He has had a phenomenal day thus far on serve. That one just missed the line wide to the far side, and Liberty takes it back and leads 6-3.
It's Caden Whiteside in the sophomore now to serve.
And important for Liberty to not have Markham go on another long service run. Gesselbrock on the left, and again, he goes for it all every time, but misses long.
Yeah, I think he took like a little bit of an extra wind on that one, and I think it mistimed it just a tad a little bit. It was a pretty good set there for Gesselbrock, who had 114 kills in the regular season to finish, but could not do so.
This will have to go safe over Gesselbrock. One of the few times he takes something off. Severson tried to dump it over, and Gesselbrock says no, no, no.
Well, and that was the matchup that kind of got Cognett in a little bit of trouble late in that second set, getting a little bit of excited, and you knew Gesselbrock was just waiting his time to get one back. Got it right there.
Here is Haggerty.
At least for 1 point anyway.
Yes. At the net, and Severson showing a little muscle there to get it through Reneker, and a little flex afterwards.
The younger of the Seversons, he's just a sophomore out there, but able to muscle that one back on the Moeller side, and a 4-point lead again for the Patriots. Cognett back to serve.
You're seeing right now, similar to what I saw in this regional final with Moeller and St. Xavier, that the team down is the one playing with the energy, and Moeller really letting Liberty dictate things to them right now. And another now chance for Liberty to push the lead to 5, and they'll do it. And I think we're going to see a Moeller timeout here, and that's exactly what Lee Meyer is going to do. Moeller has let up here a little bit here early in the third, but Liberty also playing with some desperation. The Patriots lead Moeller 9-4 here in the third. Liberty leading 9-4 here in the third set, down 2-0. And right now, Greg, Liberty playing like a team with its back against the wall, and Moeller so far has yet to respond.
Yeah, they're playing with their hair on fire, and they're being led by Noah Cognett. Again, their player of the year out of the East region and doing what he needs to do.
Gesselbrock on the right, easily kept alive by Sullenberger. Cognett from the back middle. Wong is there. Markham quick into Patterson and through again. That low, quick set is such an effective weapon, and Moeller spaces those out so well offensively that you can't necessarily game plan for it. They can go back to it seemingly anytime they want.
Well, and that was a good coach's timeout and point for Lee Meyer there. And that time I think Jake Cook was just a little too far off the net to handle that quick set in the middle.
Jenkins out wide. Nice cut across, and Wong couldn't get it with the left.
Well, and again, we were talking about you need Cognett and David Jenkins to really now assert themselves. At this point of the match, you've got nothing left to give or lose. Or you lose the match, you lose the season. So, and we see Cognett and David Jenkins starting to assert themselves.
And if I'm Liberty going forward in this third set, I'm force-feeding the ball to both of those guys.
100%.
Markham across. Here is Renneker. Took a little off.
Yeah, and sometimes a team like Moeller, who has so many different kinds of players that can do so many different things, that sometimes you almost get a little bit too fancy and you kind of go away from what got you there. Right now, Liberty is doing what got them there, and they got themselves a 6-point lead.
Champions out of the East region. They were the #1 seed in the East, 22-3 on the season. So this team can play.
5th ranked in the state against #2 ranked Moeller.
Gesselbrock, little distance on that one, and just too much power from Tyler Gesselbrock on that right side.
Well, David Jenkins was there, but again, that was a set off of the net, so that kind of messes your timing up just a little bit, and I think Jenkins was coming down. He wasn't at the peak of his jump at that point. He was down a little bit, and that's why it went on by him.
Coconuts' best handle of a serve thus far, and another miss in the middle from Colby Whiteside. He's had several of those throughout this matchup, wide open in the middle, and he's pushed them out wide to the far side every time.
And that's because of the size that Moeller has up front, and even though you don't have Haggerty and Patterson up front there right now, it's still in the back of his mind.
Jenkins wide side and through.
Well, that block was there. Threm and Markham on the right side for Moeller, not able though to, they were a bit off the net on that swing as well and allowed the ball to fall at their feet, and 12-7, Liberty up here in the third set.
Connor Severson just long into the back line. Good read by Wong at the last moment for Moeller to let it go. Did not miss by any more than the width of the ball, but it is an error, and now back to Moeller. And Nate Renneker on serve with the Crusaders trailing 12-8 in the third.
Yeah, back to the top of the rotation for both these teams, and Moeller putting their height back up front now.
Coconut, not the best service on the left side. First time we've seen Caden Whiteside on the left. Severson back to Coconut in the middle. Easily kept up. Gesselbrock's had a nice day on the back line. Yeah. Jenkins blocked. Caden Whiteside tried to do a little too much there, and that's maybe the little bit of inexperience from Caden Whiteside, the sophomore. Trying to get a little too precise there. Just need to play that safely over on the third.
You know, on the defensive side of things for Moeller, we've talked about Patterson, we've talked about Haggerty, but Brody Threm with 30 blocks in there as well. He got some hands on block that one that set up the miss hit by Liberty and gave the serve back to Moeller.
Colby Whiteside taking a little off that time. It's playable, and Gesselbrock punches it over. Severson reloads. Brooks cuts it across and catches.
Yeah. That time Caden Whiteside got the line. He went across from that left side, and Moeller no one there to defend, just hoping it would go out. Did not. Yep. Serve back over to the Pats side of things, up 13-9.
Jenkins to play it in. Markham back to Haggerty, and Sullenberger is there. Severson, Jenkins, and not even sure that ever got over the tape.
Threm had it cut off, though. He was right there along with Haggerty to seal things off, but that one hit into the middle of the net. But again, trading points right now. This favors Liberty if they can break the serve here.
This is a carbon copy for Moeller. What happened in set 3 against St. Xavier. Fell behind by 3 to 5 points early and just traded points the rest of the way. Could not get over the top in that third there. Whiteside misses again in the middle. One of the few times he's gone near side. but misses wide. And again, just I think to your point you brought up earlier, Greg, it's a great point. I think the size of Will Patterson really in 100%. The head of Colby Whiteside in the middle. He's trying to be too precise on the sidelines.
And I think sometimes you again hope you're going to get one of those touches that maybe if you know it might not be a precise shot, but if you can get a touch on there of something that might be going out of bounds, then it gives you an opportunity. Ooh, somebody in the net.
Yeah, definitely net contact there. And the violation called against Liberty as Connor Severson tried to back tap that.
He was over the net.
Yes, he was.
And made contact as well.
And then Mary Black making the call up on the ladder, and she is one of the best officials in the state of Ohio. High school, college, whatever the case may be.
I wonder if they're thinking that Moeller made contact with the net while...
It was really a take your pick right there. It looked like the guy on each side was touching the net. Instead, the point goes Moeller's way, and those breaks have gone Moeller's way throughout this match. And now all of a sudden the Crusaders have a serve for the tie.
I think they thought that maybe Patterson was in the net. The call, though, was Jenkins over the net.
And there's another miss wide, and we are tied here at 13, and we are going to have an Olentangy Liberty timeout. Crusaders just staying the course right now, and Liberty's self-inflicted wounds starting to haunt them once again. We are tied at 13 here in the third. Liberty 13, Moeller 13 here in a third set. Liberty must win to keep its season alive, but Moeller has found a little momentum here as of late. Brody Threm, the junior middle, on serve.
That's a rocket of a serve as well.
Jenkins from the middle in the back. Not there. Patterson with the quick. It's read beautifully by Whiteside. Markham reloads, but we'll go to Renneker in the back, and he misses long. Moeller's not done that much. Now they say it was a touch, and the Liberty fans down below us are not happy.
Cognate got hands on that one. He most definitely did. He tried to turn and walk away from the net. He knew. He didn't even want to look over at Mary Black. But
Dave Hale having a conversation with the down referee, Jeff Klein, and Hale just kind of looks his head to the sky as if to say, what else is going to go against us here? And that's just the way it's been all match long. All those breaks like that have gone Moeller's way, almost every single one of them.
I will say the play at the net a couple of points back could have maybe been a replay on a point. That was the right call.
Well, and you can, for Liberty, you could say right there, ball don't
Justice.
lie. Ball don't lie.
Yep.
So you get it back anyway, and we're tied at 14. And now Colby Whiteside, who has been good on the serve here today, needs a run. Give his team the momentum back. After Liberty controlled much of the first half of this set, but now Moeller with the momentum. Here is Markham. Haggerty, that deflected out front, and Jenkins couldn't get back to it in the back, and Moeller takes the serve back and takes the lead at 15-14.
Jake Cook, good play at the net. He was there. He got enough of it to slow it down, but just kind of disrupted the timing on that back row, and having to reach back, couldn't quite get that one up, was Jenkins.
Severson, right side. Brooks had to wait on it, and Haggerty was there defensively.
Well, Caden Whiteside was there on the swing, but Haggerty there blocking away, and that was just a 50-50 matchup right there. And Caden Whiteside has had a couple of good plays at the net. But you got Ben Haggerty up there. Guy knows what to do with the net.
Nicely done. Quick into the middle for Jake Cook.
And that's a good way to take that timing away.
Yeah. We've not really seen Liberty do that, I think, enough in this match.
Yep. Well, Cook's 6'5", so use some of the height that you've got to try and counter. You also now have Cognate back at the net as well.
Cook, another one of those talented sophomores on this Liberty team. And there's Patterson, a talented junior, but couldn't get it done. What a great play from the Patriots. A little bit of luck on their side. That doesn't matter. The play was made anyway, technically, nicely, and the Patriots take it back, and we're tied at 16.
You just brought up a good point, too. You talk about some of those talented sophomores. 8 sophomores on the Liberty roster here for the championship weekend, 5 seniors. So future very bright for Liberty, and I'd like it to continue this weekend.
Indecisive, and that's not going to get over within the range of the antennas. And so Liberty back in front now, 17-16 here in the third. Yeah, I would be shocked if this sophomore class for Liberty isn't back here at this tournament the next 2 years.
Yep, I would agree.
Markham. Here's Gesselbrock on the left. He's not been there much and has not executed. Here is Cognate. Little top spin. Markham. Gesselbrock will try it again. Again, he is all or nothing with these swings.
David Jenkins, great dig on that one.
Markham Back tap to Patterson. Nice fill in from behind, but not going to be playable. A little miscommunication there. Not often do we see Markham with the back set to Patterson.
I don't know if he meant to back set that one or not. I think he mishit it, and I think that was what messed the timing up. He did have Haggerty coming up from behind, but Haggerty had to kind of reach over and couldn't find the opening.
Long down to a knee with the first touch. Here was Haggerty on the right. That was touched at the line, and Jenkins back deep, and Severson will have to get it over on the third. Markham with the one-hand stab, and Patterson helps to have a 7-foot wingspan on a play like that. Boy, what a cut there from Haggerty, but Severson keeps it up. Koknet through, one of the better rallies we've seen in the match, and now it is Liberty reasserting itself with a 3-point here late. Now Moeller will take its second and final timeout. Lee Meyer with a kick of the volleyball.
Well, right before that, the ball came. He kind of threw it back away. He was mad, just kind of swung in frustration, nearly picked off Malat, the lines judge.
Meyer is frustrated. Moeller back down 3. We'll see what the Crusaders do on the other side of their timeout. Noah Koknet for Liberty out of the timeout, asking the Liberty fans to get up on their feet. And there you see one of them with the oversized head on a stick right in front of us here, and you love seeing that with the fan base coming out and supporting their team. And Caden Whiteside will be on serve for Liberty as they lead 19-16 over Moeller here in the third after Moeller spends its second and final timeout. And boy, a complete breakdown. No talking.
Lee Meyer took that timeout. He was frustrated with his team, and he got a little bit frustrated, kicked the ball through the ball, nearly picked off the official, and then you come out of a timeout with that kind of a play, that'll drive a coach nuts.
And Meyer is not a guy who shows a lot of emotion on the sideline. Gesselbrock just enough to get through the front there. Connor Severson, a great job going up to challenge, and Moeller will take it back down 3.
Right. Connor Severson just 5'11" there, but had nice positioning on that one. Nearly got the ball to fall back into Moeller's side.
You wouldn't know it as high as he got up to try and challenge that one. Here is Ben Haggerty. Severson sets it up. Here is Caden Whiteside, a little deep. Playable, but until a double is called. And now we're seeing Moeller start to make some of those fundamental errors we hadn't seen really through the first 2 sets.
Well, they're about to rotate out of the big size. Patterson on the front line will rotate out after the break of a serve, but
Koknet on serve. Liberty leading 21-17. Wong with a bad first play. Moeller just has to play it safe through the third, but it won't get there, and it's a 5-point Patriots lead. And give Liberty credit, they're dictating the pace right now to Moeller, and the Crusaders are not responding.
What do they have to lose at this point? You're down 2 sets to none. You got to give everything you got right now. You got Koknet now back serving again. A 5-point lead.
Markham going to Reneker. He has not been involved much on the front line here today. Here is Jenkins going wide of Patterson. Nice dig by Wong. And Severson trying to go with the left hand on the second and came up short.
Well, the idea was right. The execution just wasn't quite there. We were talking about Severson at just 5'11". That time I think it was the height that got him. He was flat-footed when he tried to do that dump. Put it right into the middle of the net.
Overthought it just a bit right there. Not sure you need to pull the trigger on that play at that time, but nevertheless, still 4-point lead. This is what Severson does best as he sends one over to Jenkins. Wong sent it back. Severson to Koknet in the middle. And Liberty really finding itself offensively here in this third set. And now the Patriots 2 sets away from 2 points away, I should say, from extending the match.
Well, and you're going to Noah Koknet. That's the guy that got you here. He's an all-state player. Use those guys that got you here. Now the unique serve of Jake Sullenberger. Another miss hit by Moeller.
Threm, nice dig by Koknet. Whiteside, that was touched up front, and now the Patriots have 6 set points in hand to extend the match. It'll be Jack Sullenberger back, 24-18 in favor of Liberty. Sullenberger to close it out. Reneker took a little off, tried to cut. Koknet from the back, little top spin. Here is Wong setting up Reneker. Had to step into that, a little off from the timing. Whiteside tried to push that one over, and it never got there. So Moeller saves 1, still down 5. Set point number 2 for Olentangy Liberty.
They get the high risk reward of Tyler Gesselbrock.
It has been all or nothing on serve with him. Good play first by Jenkins. Here is Coconut from the back, and Liberty. Boy, what a response here in the third when they had to have it. The Patriots dictate the pace really throughout and come away with the set 3 win, and so it will not be a clean sweep this time around between these two as Liberty wins set 3 25-19, and during this pause, we're going to show you the OHSBBA Academic All-Stars. Liberty with its back against the wall in set 3 and played like it. They were clearly the superior team in the third set. They win it 25-19, so we will go to a fourth set here in this Division I quarterfinal.
But Jason, go back to the end of the second set when Noah Coconut was showing some emotion out there and even got a little talk down, dressed down from Jeff Klein, the down ref, but you can see the emotion kind of starting to flow now, and at that point, Liberty's like, we have nothing to lose at this point, and they were down in that second set, probably insurmountable at that point, but showed some emotion that carried into the third set and took them to that 25-19 third set win to get us to set 4.
Now Moeller having to exert itself more than I'm sure they thought they would have had to do once they closed out the second set. Now we begin the fourth. Severson to Whiteside, right up the pipe. Beautifully done. That's Whiteside's best attempt on the front line here today. Nice teeing it up from Connor Severson.
Well, they just got to be aggressive at this point now. So you've got players that can play on this floor against the Moeller guys. You just can't be intimidated, and I think that's what happened for the first set and a half or so until Cognett started showing some emotion, and the rest of his team followed.
Markham up to Gesselbrock coming from the back right. Sullenberger to Whiteside, not there. Renneker off the side. Markham to Threm in the middle, blocked beautifully by Jenkins, and again putting the hand down, trying to say these guys are too small. I got to tell you, Greg, I like it. Well, again, you've got nothing to lose. Well, go at them.
And that's what got them that momentum late in the second set. Again, they didn't win that second set, but that carried them in that momentum into the third set, and they're feeding off that now.
2-0 Liberty here in the fourth. Severson. Sometimes when you're trying to rally, you get a little luck on your side. Wong couldn't poke it over with the foot, and it's 3-0 in favor of Liberty. And I got to tell you right now, Greg, Moeller looks disinterested out on the court.
It just seems, and again, sometimes when you have so much talent and so many different styles of talent that's out there, that serve goes into the net, that sometimes you get away from what got you there. We were talking about Liberty needing to talk about get their players, get Coconut and Jenkins into the game, and they did so. Moeller's done just the opposite. They've gotten away from what they were doing in the first two sets.
Brody Threm will try and swing things back around as Moeller is on serve, trailing 3-1. Severson to Coconut, back middle, and caught the line. Well, that was a nasty one from Coconut.
Coconut was giving a signal as well. He was pointing straight down as well. He knew he had that one. And players can tell. They know when they get the good, clean hit like that. Coconut knew that one. And
we're seeing that more and more as this match has gone along. Much more clean contact from Liberty. Cleaner hits. They're finding the gaps. And now a miss hit from Haggerty, and it remains all Liberty. And Lee Meyer just kind of rubbing his eyes saying, what am I seeing out here on the floor from my team?
Well, I give Ben Haggerty credit. He turned around and looked right at his coach and owned it. He knew.
5-1 Liberty. Haggerty plays this off the left arm. Gesselbrock, you know he's coming with the hammer. And he'll get it back for the Crusaders. Those trailing 5-2.
A little back row on that one. Cognett was there. He had it. Just maybe the positioning just a little off center, and the ball shot off the left side of his arm and into the stands.
Ben Markham has had a terrific day on serve. Here he is, here to get this point going. Nice dig from Markham. Now Gesselbrock has to play it safe on the third. Free ball for the Patriots. Whiteside doesn't get over.
Again, Moeller's right now, it's got their height advantage at the front line right now.
That is a tall group of men on the front line. Gesselbrock, Patterson, and Haggerty. All of them 6'5" and up, and obviously Patterson at 6'10". Coconut on the slide, too much for Wong.
Well, the back row set that time got it right in between Gesselbrock and Patterson and found that opening off that back row set. Moeller just a little slow to get to the net on that block and letting an opportunity go by the wayside, and in to serve now Colby Whiteside.
Colby Whiteside, his final go-around First play over, and just everything going wrong. Haggerty's having a miserable time right now handling those serves. And what do? A good team does. They keep going at him, and he is not handling them here in the fourth.
Well, you do not want the overhit going right to Noah Cognat either, because he knows how to put that one right back down at your face.
That's, of all people for Liberty, that's the guy you avoid. 7-3 Liberty. Whiteside goes at Wong, plays it off to the side. This is going to be a free ball here for the Patriots. Severson, the back set to Whiteside, and caught the line. They are playing with some kind of confidence right now, and Lee Meyer is still on the sideline for Moeller looking for answers.
And I think his players are trying to figure it out right now too, just like what has happened now. Why all of a sudden are we on our heels? They just got to make a play at this point, and if you're Liberty, keep going right at them. Great serve.
Wong with the second. This will be Gesselbrock. Can't put much on it. Whiteside right at Wong. It's somehow poked over. What a play from Brandon Wong.
I think that was a facial.
Cognat gets it through the line.
Oh,
still
alive.
alive.
Wong again.
Wow. This one drops, and even that's not going Moeller's way. And I think there's going to be a timeout here for the Crusaders.
Well, Patterson, a swing and a miss on that one. He thought he had it, and they couldn't rely on Wong a third time. He took one off the face, kicked one back up.
I got to tell you, Greg, I'm very surprised we're not seeing a Moeller timeout right now. 9-3 in favor of Liberty.
Brandon Wong did everything he possibly could on that point.
And now a bad miss from Whiteside. I said it earlier in the match. Still reminded me a lot of the regional final when Moeller defeated St. Xavier, and it's still continuing as we got to the fourth set of that matchup. St. X was in control of that one and won the fourth set easily to push it to a fifth. And right now, Liberty has been in charge throughout, although a double is going to be called here against Sullenberger. That is not what you need to do if you're Olentangy Liberty, to give a gift of a point to Moeller like that when they are on their heels.
Oh, we talked about Liberty had not gone 5 sets all season. Moeller has gone to 5 sets a couple of times, including that match we've prefaced a couple of times.
Now a miss from Haggerty in the back line. He was a major factor, Ben Haggerty was, in sets 1 and 2, but sets 3 and 4, he has been a liability on the floor for Moeller.
But he's still a player with a tremendous amount of talent.
And he can turn it around, absolutely.
He'll fight through it for sure.
Absolutely, he can. Caden Whiteside with the serve. Patterson and finds the near side line.
And again, that's that indefensible type of a play. When you do that quick set in the middle to Patterson, that 6'10", as long as he doesn't miss hit it, that's almost a sure point.
And it's something right now I'd like to see Moeller go to a little more often. He's out right now, but when he's in there, feed him a little bit more than they have. Severson going to Whiteside. This is playable. Wong will set it up for Gesselbrock, who wasn't quite ready for it, and it showed.
Well, there's that one-on-one matchup. It's been Gesselbrock for Moeller going up against Noah Cognat. And Cognat really, since late in the second set, has been getting the better, really not only of just Gesselbrock, but a lot of the Moeller Crusaders.
Yeah, senior against sophomore, and right now the veterans winning it, and now Cognat on serve. It's a 5-point Liberty lead. Reneker, who has not been a factor here today, he'll get a second opportunity and dumps it wide. Like the idea there from Reneker to go right back over, but just missed it, and it's a 6-point Liberty lead, and now we do get a Moeller timeout. This does not look like a match that Moeller leads 2-1, and they are in trouble here in the fourth. The Crusaders take a timeout. Liberty in control, leading 12-6. Liberty 12, Moeller 6 in the fourth set. Liberty still playing with their backs against the wall, knowing they've got to win it to keep it going. Cognat just off screen, asking the fans to get up, and that's why you see him doing it at the bottom of your screen. He is on serve with his team still in control of the set, but gives it right back on a bad miss, and a little bit of a wry laugh there. He knew it. That's one you can't really have.
Well, yeah, it's all fine to get everybody fired up and get everybody in there, but your job is to play on the floor, and sometimes that can get the better of you. But give him credit. He's rallied his team back to get to this position. And he's right there again.
Nice play in the middle from Jake Cook. Didn't catch that one clean, mistimed his jump, but kind of channeling a little Will Patterson there, still able to hang in the air long enough.
We were just talking in the break that Moeller maybe needs to go back to that play in the middle just a little bit more. What did Liberty do? Ran that play right in the middle. And succeeded, got the point and served back. Moeller's problem has been on the serve receive. They're struggling that first pass, and it's getting them out of sorts just a little bit. They're not able to run their offense the way that they need to, and that was another example right there.
Lee Meyer lighting up his sophomore setter, Ben Markham, who has not played well here in the fourth. It's a 7-point Liberty lead.
The first pass is so important.
Markham got the message there on the pass, but Reneker misses long. It's almost, Greg, it's almost like between the second and third set, these two teams swap jerseys.
Yeah, it's mirror images of each other, without a doubt. And again, I think you got to give Noah Cognett the credit because he's rallied his team to believe that they can make this comeback. And they're in good position now to force their first fifth setter all year long.
Reneker again misses.
And Moeller right now has been their own worst enemy.
Yes.
I mean, give credit. Liberty is making the plays that they need to, but Moeller's been their own worst enemy.
But Liberty's not doing anything overly elaborate. They're just making the simple, fundamental plays and letting Moeller beat themselves. It's a 9-point Liberty lead here in the fourth. Just catches the line. Just caught the back edge of the back line, and now Lee Meyer is going to go to his bench, and he did this against St. X. He's going to bring Jack Dollard and senior Jude Lewis off the bench here in the fourth, and we'll tell Reneker and Haggerty to have a seat at the end of the bench. It's a 10-point Patriots lead.
Sometimes you just need to change some things up, and there's a little bit of message. You know, it's all well and good to let players play through some things.
Oh, miscommunication there. That is one Colby Whiteside has to kill away at the front.
He almost looked back like somebody said something to him behind him, though, maybe to let it go. And
Colby didn't take it and left his brother Caden hanging.
Still, that was set up on a tee, though, for him.
Yeah, that's one you've got to take. Another low. Moeller fans wanted a lift. Jenkins says no lift here.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Almost never are you going to get a lift on the initial serve receive.
Unless it's painfully obvious, borderline literally catching
the ball.
Catching it underhand and throwing it up.
Right.
18-8.
Richard Skinner tries that all the time in our backyard games.
But does it get called?
Never.
No. Dollard, little off that time. Severson to Cognett from the back, and it remains. Boy.
We're going 5. I don't see Moeller coming back in this fourth set right now.
This is stunning to see this turnaround and to see for the second straight week in a 4-set Moeller right now just essentially is laid down. Dollard couldn't get it through. Markham will reload it to the back line, pass a little over the top, and could not be controlled by Lewis. Lewis overran that just a hair and had to swing from behind. Moeller's trying to do anything they can to stop the bleeding as Lee Meyer will call their second timeout. Don't know how much it's going to change things now. Liberty on the verge of sending us to a stunning 5th set. Body language in the high school level can tell you so much, and we saw the Liberty team out of the timeout again firing their fans up. They have smiles on their faces. They didn't spend anywhere close to 60 seconds in the timeout huddle. Meanwhile, I'm looking around trying to find a Crusader who is not hanging their head or with hands on hips here late in the fourth.
Dave Hale's telling his team, just keep doing what you're doing. Get back out on the floor. And Moeller searching for answers.
Dollard blocked.
Colby Whiteside and also Caden Whiteside.
I almost wonder if Lee Meyer during that timeout is just trying to slow momentum going into the 5th set.
100%. No, and that's, you're trying sometimes just to slow what's going down on the other side.
Yeah.
You might not have a message for your team. They know what to do.
Gesselbrock from the back caught a little tape.
Just need to execute. Double. That's the first thing that Liberty's had go wrong in this set since maybe back when we were tied at one point. Gosh, we were just a couple points back and forth early on.
Very, very early. 21-9, Liberty with the lead here in the fourth. And Brody Threm on serve for Moeller. Like the idea of the play over, but Dollard just doesn't have the height. Whiteside up the line, caught the line. Haven't seen Caden Whiteside on the left very often, but a beautiful play up the line.
He just went right. He had the opening. There was nobody there to defend it anyway, so all he had to do was execute, and that is exactly what Liberty has been doing since late in the second set when they were rallying down.
Gesselbrock calls everyone off. Whiteside keeps it alive, but sends it over. Moeller can reload. Markham, there's the play to Patterson, but he missed it.
So what did I tell you earlier? It's an indefensible play as long as Patterson makes the play. That time he went wide. He could have gone right down the pipe, straight down the middle, and converted on that one and did not. Overthought it. Moeller not executing. Liberty is.
23-9. Sullenberger with the up. Koknet, boy, rise and fire, and that's his best strike of the match. And something I did not even dream of saying in preparation for this, Liberty has 15 set points in hand. This is stunning what we are seeing. They don't need 15, they need 1.
Lady Luck right there. Rolls that one over for David Jenkins, and we're going 5.
It's the first time all year long Moeller has failed to reach double digits in points in any set. We are going the distance now. We are tied at 2 sets apiece. It's now a race to 15, and while we've got to pause, let's check out this message from USA Volleyball. It has been years since Moeller has blown a 2-0 lead in any match, regular or postseason. They're on the verge of doing it here in this quarterfinal round against Olentangy Liberty as the Patriots run away and hide in the 4th set, winning it 25-9. And now, Greg, no room for error if you're Moeller. It's a race to 15.
Yeah, and you mentioned as well, not only had they not blown a 2-0 lead, back-to-back weekends now they have gone up 2-0 and had to go 5. So they're using a lot more energy than they would have wanted to. Liberty's got everything going their way.
And one thing, went back to that regional final a week ago against St. Xavier, Moeller actually fell behind 3 early in that 5th set and did rally to win. So even if Liberty gets a lead early on in this one, all is not lost for Moeller. They know they can rally. But with the way the play has been swapped so dramatically here in the 3rd and the 4th, it's going to be hard to try to find that confidence that you can do it again.
The 3rd time this year, Moeller has gone 3 sets. They beat LaSalle. They lost to Centerville. And then, of course, the one we've mentioned last weekend against St. Xavier. Of course, those are their 3-set matches this year, 2-1.
Centerville here at the state tournament. They'll take on St. Ignatius.
So they're 5-set matches. They're 2-1.
Haggerty with a clean play on the first this time. Gesselbrock from the back gets it done. That's a big start for Moeller.
Yeah, David Jenkins had to cut off that time, but Moeller has been playing from behind and on their heels since late in the 2nd set. Even though they won that 2nd set, this is where they need to come out and assert themselves, and they're going to want to try to do so with the serve now of Threm.
Right off of that point, Patterson in, Brandon Wong out. Severson sets it up. He has been in control of the 3rd and the 4th sets. That is blocked, kept up by Severson. Sullenberger across the way to Whiteside, and Threm is there. This is going over, though. Jenkins will go ahead and put it away.
The difference of these games have been the plays at the net, the misplays at the net, and Liberty has been winning those despite the size advantage Moeller has there. They should be able to use that height there. David Jenkins fought through it.
1-1 in the 5th. 50-50 ball, and Patterson keeps it up with the left.
He luckily got the touch at the net to be able to hit it twice, and another miss hit.
Bad miss from Gesselbrock. Just fundamentally not sound from Moeller since really the late stages of the 2nd. And now, speaking of bad fundamentals, Jenkins doesn't come close. 2-2 in the 5th.
I said one point, I think, in the last set, it's just Moeller's kind of been their own worst enemy here. They're not executing the plays that they need to make.
Correct.
Liberty has.
Ben Markham has been strong on serve. Whiteside, that's deflected, kept up by in the back line. Gesselbrock gets it done. Koknet was there, but couldn't quite do the job. It's 3-2 Moeller here in the 5th.
And those are the plays that the net Liberty have been winning. Moeller has not. They were winning those in those first 2 sets, hence their first 2-set victories, but Liberty's been so strong at the net.
Markham. Now to Koknet, left side, and missed it. Was that deflected? No, it was not. 4-2 in favor of Moeller.
Yeah. Koknet had a great swing on that one. He was just trying to put that one right in the deep corner, and no one there for Moeller, but just missed wide.
Targeting Koknet on the first touch. Koknet take a little off. It's sent down by Patterson. And I think we've got a net violation up front. I think they got Gesselbrock with the net violation, and so Liberty takes it back. That's a big point there for the Patriots.
And Gesselbrock was up and had the hands over, but coming back just got a little piece of the twine. Jeff Klein right there to see that.
Colby Whiteside on serve. Liberty trailing 4-3. Markham, there's the quick play in the middle, and Patterson missed it.
Well, the set was too low. The set never got high enough for Patterson. Patterson's 6'10", so you still need to get that ball over the net. I don't think that it had the height over the net.
No, it did not. 4-4 in the fifth. Colby Whiteside.
And Markham's a very, very good setter for Moeller. Just didn't quite get the height Patterson needed.
Markham with the back tap and caught the net and tried to do so. And again, Ben Haggerty has had a rough day on serve receive on that back line, and that threw everything off. And now Liberty with 3 in a row.
Patterson also kind of holding his shoulder a little bit. He's flinching just a little bit, like that swing. Maybe he made some contact and
target Haggerty again and can't handle it.
Serve receive.
I tell you, if I'm Lee Meyer, I got to think about subbing Haggerty out.
At least on the serve receive, timeout for Moeller.
Timeout, Moeller, 4 in a row to the Patriots, trying to pull off a shocking comeback. Liberty leads Moeller 6-4 in the fifth. Liberty 6, Moeller 4 in the fifth set. After Moeller led this match 2-0, it has been all Liberty ever since. And right now, the Patriots on a 4-0 scoring run to move ahead, and Colby Whiteside remains on serve. Will he target Ben Haggerty again? No. Wong takes it. Haggerty will have to take the second. And Gesselbrock a little soft with the third, so free ball for the Patriots. Whiteside, no. Markham to Gesselbrock on the left, gets it done. And using Patterson as a decoy, and we saw, Greg, during that timeout, we saw here at the arena, Patterson continuing to hold and continuing to work that right shoulder.
It's almost kind of leaning down just a little bit, and we are going to see right now coming out.
Haggerty subs out. Jack Dollard will take his place. Haggerty has had a rough night on serve receive, and now Dollard comes in a key spot. Whiteside couldn't get it over, and we're tied at 6.
The serve receive is where this match is coming down to right now, because the serve receive has not allowed Moeller, because they've struggled to set up their offense at the front of the net. Liberty's been able to really take advantage of that. And
Dollard misses long. He saw brief action in the fourth set, but goes long here, and Liberty back in front. Caden Whiteside, the sophomore, who's had a fine afternoon on the front line, now will try and make something happen with ball in hand. His team up 1. Patterson touched the first. Don't see that very often. Reneker, his best contact of the match.
At least it's the first set. And whether the sets have not quite been where he wants them or where it's in his sweet spot, that was right there. That was money.
He has been virtually no factor here today for Moeller. And now Brandon Wong on serve to try and put the Crusaders ahead. Koknet's not having any of that. Might have went off the dome of Threm up front.
It hit the hands and the head. Everybody on the Liberty bench motioning that way as too. Koknet will go back to serve now. Liberty up 8-7 in this sprint to 15.
Koknet going with the running serve this time and missed it.
He's got some adrenaline flowing right now, and maybe ill-advised on that one.
A little overzealous that time, and now we know what Tyler Gesselbrock's coming. He's coming with the exact same thing.
You just don't want to give Moeller any kind of room.
Sullenberger nicely handles that low, trying to go over on the second. Free ball for the Crusaders. Here is Reneker. Took a little off. Nice dive by Jenkins. Severson stepping over Jenkins. Boy.
Jenkins just couldn't get out of the way on that one.
Scramble mode, and there's the clever play with the left from Markham. I think it's only the second time he's busted that out here in the match, and he's 2 for 2.
I think Jenkins went down hard, was trying to get out of the way. He's a little kind of gimpy coming up, but
no one happier than J.J. Beckelheimer on staff for Moeller seeing that.
Right.
Said, I used to do that, and I was here last year doing it. Now Gesselbrock misses badly. I think you can get a sense these teams tightening up a little bit here as we go in the later stages of the fifth. We're tied at 9.
Well, and that's where you wonder. Liberty has not been in this situation all season long. Their first 5-set match, Moeller has been there a couple of times, including against their arch rival to get here last weekend.
Moeller relying on its talent and experience in this juncture. Liberty just relying on sheer momentum.
Yep.
Markham off a nice feed. Reneker, beauty.
Well, and how we were talking about the serve receive, and that time Brandon Wong with just a perfect pass on the receive to set that whole play up. That's the old bump set or spike.
And now with the rotation, Jack Dollard out and Ben Haggerty back in on the front.
And let him clear his head just a little bit. I'm sure that's what Lee Meyer was thinking.
Had to be. Severson to Koknet, back middle, and Wong with the dive. Haggerty blocked. Wong keeps it alive. Kesselbrock trying with the cut. That's a 50-50 ball. We still play on. Haggerty sets it over with a third. Diving all over the place. Jenkins, the best point of the match, ties us at 10 in the fifth.
I think Moeller, a couple of ill-advised plays, just putting it back over early instead of trying to set up some offense that time. Liberty were kind of out of sorts just a little bit, able to get back in and take advantage of it. We're all even now, 10 all in the fifth set.
Connor Severson to serve it. Wong, not the best pass, but manageable. Here is Haggerty, blocked. Never had a chance. Colby Whiteside in perfect position, and I still do not see any confidence in Ben Haggerty right now on the floor.
No, he just right now seems out of sorts. That set was a little bit back as well. He was well off the net on that set and didn't get the pure swing he needed.
Critical point here for Moeller. Haggerty handles this one just fine. Threm a little off, but gets it over. Chance here for Moeller to regroup. The back set, Gesselbrock had to wait on it. It'll get through, and it will be a point to Moeller as it was touched up front, I believe, by Jenkins.
Well, I think Liberty's pointing to the antenna. They thought maybe that ball hit the antenna. The antenna was shaking, but I think it was because of the contact with the net from the ball.
11 all here in the fifth, and a race to 15. Still have to win by 2. And Brody Threm on serve for Moeller.
Not backing down.
And Koknat,
the ace.
A rare miss hit in these last 3 sets, gives Moeller the lead.
29 aces in the regular season for Brody Threm. That may be the biggest of the season thus far.
That's the biggest of his career to this point.
Yep.
It's Moeller back in front. Threm once again. Into the net, a bad miss. 12 all in the fifth. And David Jenkins, All-State honoree, does not want this match to be the final of his high school career. Haggerty off to the side in a scramble mode just to get it playable. Here is Gesselbrock going deep, and he's missing it badly.
Another bad serve return by Moeller. They're just not communicating the way that they need to, and that play was disrupted right from the beginning. Timeout, Moeller.
Liberty 2 points away from a stunning comeback, leading Moeller 13-12 in set 5. Liberty 13, Moeller 12 in set number 5 of this opening quarterfinal matchup in the Division I OHS BVA state tournament.
I think it's fair to say a lot of folks came up here thinking we were going to see a rematch in the championship game of Moeller and Elder. Liberty wanting to disrupt that.
Patterson a little far back. This will be playable for Liberty. Koknat has to wait on it. A reload. Will they go to Patterson? Yes, they will, and he delivers the goods. That right shoulder looking better, and we are tied at 13, and Ben Markham will go to serve.
Yeah, I don't see him flinching around now. And in a play like that, it'll certainly take away some of the sting that you might have been feeling earlier.
Markham, the sophomore. Koknat didn't hit that clean. Nice play from Severson to get it back over. Markham will reload. They'll go to Patterson again.
Why
and
not?
Now Moeller has match point in hand. We said it during the fourth set early in the fifth. Got to go back to him more. Moeller does it here, and now Liberty will take a timeout. Will take one here as well. Moeller has match point on the other side of this 5-set classic. Match point in hand for the Moeller Crusaders. Leading by 1 here in the fifth. Markham to play it in. Severson going back to Koknat, over the top, Wong with the dive, Patterson with the touch, and it'll just be get over by Haggerty. Koknat, dug out by Reneker, Patterson with the second touch, it'll drop in favor of Liberty, and the Patriots save a match point.
Colby Whiteside saved the season right there. Colby Whiteside, 6'5", going up against 6'10" Patterson, out-muscled him.
I'm surprised there twice Patterson tried to go over on the second as opposed to reloading the offense, but now Colby Whiteside on serve.
They were bad sets at the net, though. It was part of the reason why he really didn't have a chance to swing.
14 all. Wong off the forearms. And Gesselbrock has to wait on it, goes cross court and misses badly. And now the Liberty Patriots have a match point in hand. And Moeller does not have a timeout to use.
Hey, both teams have used both their timeouts, so.
Colby Whiteside to send Liberty into the semifinal. Patterson.
Not yet. That's the play Moeller wanted to try to set up at their match point. Did not get so. So both teams have staved off match points. 16-15. 15 all.
15 all.
Yeah, scoreboard wrong.
Scoreboard here, they got 16-14 there. That's a point to Moeller. So what we have on our scoreboard is correct. It's 15 all. Dollard on serve. Back set to Whiteside, cross court. Was that touch? No, it was not. Yep. It'll be match point number 2 for Moeller.
Jack
now,
Liberty had
one left, a timeout left, and they will use it. Once again, we will step aside, and on the other side of the timeout, Liberty will once again try and save their season. Critical juncture here for Moeller, Greg, to try and close this out, because if they do not, Will Patterson's heading out on the next rotation.
Their offense has run through Will Patterson in the middle these last really 5 points or so for the Crusaders, and now at match point, he is in his last spot on that front line. He will rotate out, so can Jack Dollard, who had 22 aces in the regular season, finish it off? Can Liberty hold on?
Moeller 0 for 1 on match points thus far. Dollard now with ball in hand to send Moeller to the semifinal. Severson into the middle quickly, and it will not be kept alive, and Liberty does it again. 16 all here in the 5th.
Liberty was able to handle that serve receive, pass it, set things up, and Moeller couldn't handle it.
The Centerville team is here, and they are pulling for Olentangy Liberty.
There's nobody here but Moeller fans rooting for Moeller.
Absolutely. Gesselbrock dug out by Sullenberger. The scramble, this is going to be a tough angle, and it won't happen. And it's back to Moeller, and match point number 3 for the Crusaders. Patterson does rotate out. Brody Threm now on the front. Brandon Wong to try and send Moeller to the next round. Little backspin. Severson out to Cook, now who has to wait, took a little off. Wong's touch, not going over the right way, and Cook buries it.
That pass on the return, again, does not go Moeller's way, and it cost him, and now back to even at 17.
Liberty has now saved 3 match points, and Koknet back on serve.
And he's off the front line as well, so he's rotated off, but he's not afraid to go with that back row set.
Took something off this serve. Markham to Reneker. Boy, what a beauty that was. It'll be match point number 4 for Moeller. Great pass from Markham as he was getting closer to the net and laid it up exactly where he needed to be. And now Tyler Gesselbrock coming with the heat on this serve. Match point number 4 for Moeller.
See if he goes with that aggressive serve. He does.
Ace, and that is it.
Wow.
Lee Meyer, the head coach of Moeller, about tackled his team out on the floor as Moeller needs 4 match points to escape this classic against Liberty, winning 19-17 here in the 5th.
I can't believe Gesselbrock went with that serve at that juncture of the game, and I think maybe Liberty wasn't expecting it either. Ace to finish it out. Moeller survives to advance, but what an effort. Congratulations to Olentangy Liberty on a great season, but man, tough way to go out.
Your final score, Moeller wins it 25-17, 25-18, 19-25, 9-25, and 19-17 in a thrilling 5-setter. Liberty fans giving their team a round of applause. They deserve it.
As they should.
But they are out in the quarterfinals. The season over at 22-4. Moeller, meanwhile, is through. They are on to the semifinals Sunday, June 5th, 10 a.m. to take on either Hudson or Beaver Creek. What a matchup here it was. We were glad to bring it here to you for our entire ESP Media crew and my partner, Greg Waddell. I'm Jason Griefer. Thank you so much for joining us. Moeller's through to the semifinals after a 5-set classic against